TXC here. We have just made our channel. This is our first video, and it's gonna be a deck profile of Froggy Monarchs. Pretty much, there's soon to be more Yu-Gi-Oh related videos. There's gonna be Pokemon battles and other entertaining things. Alright, start off the deck vid. 3 Dupe Frogs. Deck can't run without them. At least that's my opinion. These guys lock each other, making your opponent not being able to attack. Amazing card. When they die, they're almost any way they're sent to the graveyard except from the deck. You get to add a frog from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Really broken. 3 Substitutes, main part of the deck. This guy is really good with Soul Exchange and enemy controller when you have your Treeborn out. Pretty much you you tribute their monsters and get frogs from your deck to your field, and then you tribute your frogs to get more frogs, and pretty much starts the loop. 3 Swap Frogs. This guy is an instant Foolish Burial. Really good with the Monarchs if you have another frog in your hands, or pretty much just pitch it off to special. Then you get to drop a frog from your deck to your graveyard, and then you can just sack it off for a Monarch. 2 Treeborn, self-explanatory. Monarch deck, you already know. Ronin Totem. This guy's amazing right now, just like my Treeborn. If my Treeborn fails, Ronin Totem's going to be out there helping more Monarchs. 3 Battle Fader to stop the OTK. 1 DD Crow. Almost all decks right now have this card. It is an amazing card against X-Sabers, against Infernities, almost every deck, I have to say, except maybe not against Machina Gadgets, but sometimes it helps. Gores, prevent the OTK. This guy's really hard to get rid of. Pretty much you have to waste the resources to just get this thing off the field, and then it's still their turn technically, so on your turn they probably wasted everything, and then you just go all out. Obelisk Tormentor. Now this card, I only run one of them. He's really good. I was running 2, but this card, I think it's way too amazing. It's just, this thing cannot be stopped pretty much. 4,000 beater. You can't stall him, can't torrential. The only thing practically to do is Mirror Force. 1 Jinzo. Pretty much you can activate their back row. Really good against trap heavy decks. 1 Thestalos. Get rid of their hand. 3 Rise of the Storm Monarch, make them spin, slow them down a turn. 24 beater, pretty much. He's amazing. 3 Caius, self-explanatory. These guys pretty much remove everything that's a threat. Yeah. 3 Light and Darkness Dragon. Some people are like, "Whoa, that's crazy, man," but I don't think it's crazy, because Light and Darkness really screws up your opponents. I think it screws up anybody, because they have to waste everything to get rid of this thing. And when they do, let's say Obelisk is in my graveyard, and that's just godly, because they kill it, I get an Obelisk to my fields, and they just get pwned. Well, I get pwned if it's my turn. I mean, if it's their turn, because Obelisk dies, so it's better on my turn. 3 Soul Exchange, really good with Substitute. I could tribute their monster to get my frogs out of my deck. Works great with the Obelisk, and the Light and Darkness in almost every sack monster in the deck. 3 Econs. This card is amazing with Treeborn Frog, because I think this was a ruling, but during your standby phase, if you have this card in your hand and Treeborn Frog is in your graveyard, when Treeborn Frog comes out, you could tribute it, take their monster, and Treeborn Frog still comes back since it's still occurring during the standby phase. So that combo is just amazing. I cannot say how many times that saved me. 1 MST, back row control. 1 Cold Wave, back row control. Heavy, back row control. 1 for 1, speeds up the deck by a lot. If you don't have Substitute in your hand, activate this freaking thing. It's so beast, man. Pitch off a Treeborn, get a Substitute from your deck, and just start the loop. Brain Control, self-explanatory. No Man of Extermination takes out the Chariots, Icaruses. This card is amazing. I'm probably never going to take it out, because right now there's so many traps that people run multiples of. It's amazing. Alright, moving on to the sideboard. Two Consecrated Light because of Infernities. What do you call them? Black Wings. Almost any dark deck you see out there will be devastated by this card. One rainbow and one gold. The reason it looks like that because I don't got another rainbow, but gold's good too. Great against X Sabers when they discard it. Rainbow pretty much blows up their all their monsters or all their back rows. But gold, when he's discarded, he pops 2 cards on their field. Great. One note, man. There's still some kind of cat decks. There's some Gravekeepers. There's a lot of stuff out there. 2 system downs against Machina. Machinas, I really don't like that deck. It's really, really good if you've played it. Amazing. 1 Gotham Z-Call. I like this card a lot. You get to take their monsters from their graveyard and just pretty much beat them down with it, synchro with them, or you could just steal them. When they activate their Gotham's Call, you activate your Gotham's Call to take their monster. 1 Dust Tornado against douchebags that like to Mask of Restrict, and that kind of pisses me off, so just 1. 2 Crevices from the Different Dimension. Really good against Infernities, actually amazing against Infernities. When they activate the gun, pretty much just annihilate their targets. Good against amazing against the Frog deck. Against some Machina players, if you don't really have a side deck for them, you could actually use this card. It's actually pretty good when they activate the Fortresses from the grave, or if they Pot of Avarice sometimes. This card's just, I think it's one of the best side deck cards out right now. 2 Swallow Flip. Pretty much this card is only good against GBs, as I see it. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the only thing I put them up against. Really good when they pretty much GBs. All they do is set Bestie and have another GB. They scoop them up to get the Gyzeris. You activate Swallow Flip. It's a counter trap. They can't stop it. It just rapes him. 2 Pulling the Rug because of Froggy Monarchs, mirror matches, and Machina players really slows them down because it -1s them when they summon a gadget. Automatic Destroy, they get nothing. Alright guys, that's the video. Subscribe, rate, comment, subscribe.